Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Just giving you a quick run through of advanced statistics in Cricket Captain 2021. Now my understanding is that this database is going to work with any version of Cricket Captain so long as you can extract a text file. So I'm not quite sure when they first started doing that, but any version on Windows should work. I don't know if it works on Apple, but it is pretty awesome. It essentially extracts all the information from games played within your save, and you can create cool looking reports like this just by the click of one button, and it shows you how your team is performing against anyone else in the campaign. I've just been doing an IPL save with Gujarat, and I can see that generally we're about the best batting team going. We've got a performance plus of 167.48 and 100 is absolute league average, so you can see we're doing really well. And if we look at the bowling as well, we've got a performance plus with a ball of 119.48. So I'm going to take you through how to get this installed and all the amazing things you can do with it. Gives you advanced statistics such as your bowling, the bowlers involved in the games, how many 5-wicket hauls, 3-wicket hauls, bowling average, team bowling average of the games that they've played in, percentage of wickets, the same with strike rates, their strike rate versus the team strike rates and the innings is bowled in. And economy rates the same. Batting bowling average, dot ball percentage. You're getting down into your T20 games, that's quite critical. And there's a whole bunch of criteria you can set. You can change the formats, the teams, the innings, the years, and do exactly the same with batting, looking at batter strike rate, averages. And then it's getting down into the advanced metrics. So you might want someone that gets out for less than 50% of the time. 50 is about average. Same with scoring more than 50. What percentage of their outs do they get a 50? Or if you're doing a test match, what percentage of the hundreds? Likewise, percentage of 30s that equates to an out. You can see some players like Tristan Stubbs here is exceptional. 112% of his outs equate to more than 30. You can see 1,102 runs scored, an average of 68. It's outstanding. So you can do this with your players. You can do this with the teams involved, literally just by clicking a couple of buttons here. Everything's pre-built, ready to roll. So there's a link below for the spreadsheet. All you need to do is click on it, go into Google Drive, right click and click download. That will save into your downloads folder. You can leave it here, you can put it wherever you want. I generally drag mine onto my desktop because I use it quite a lot while I'm playing the game. So I'm just going to put it on there. You can put it wherever you want. And this is what it's going to look like when you click open. There's going to be a whole bunch of stuff. This input folder will probably be blank, so I'll put mine as blank so it's the same as yours. It may come up at the top and say enable macros. If it does, click OK or enable. And the first thing you do is you're going to go into file and you're going to go to options at the bottom. Here you're going to go to Trust Center and then Trust Center settings. You can slow this down if you need to walk through it, and make sure you click on macros and enable VBA macros. It is not recommended, it can be dangerous, it's not here, it's just going to enable the script to run. Click OK and you're good to go. So you're going to see, before we click on get the files, there's all of these tabs at the bottom. The pink ones at the start don't touch. The green ones are going to be your performance plus information that you can view and play with. The blue ones here are your pivot tables, so you can do whatever you want with these. Just don't remove any of these columns, otherwise your macros won't work. But you can turn around and play with all the filters that you want to get the stats that you want. And it is amazing because you can do it if you're doing an IPL save. You can see how you're performing, but you can also save domestic games to see who it is that you want to sign that's really shining. Same if you're doing an international save, you can bring people into play. World rankings, so how to update this I will touch on later. Match rankings, how to update that I'll show you later. And then all these ones down the end don't touch. So really it's the blue and the green ones are your best friend, and home is where you run everything. So within Cricket Captain you can save text files from the games that you want to. Now you might want to just do this for your team so you can track your team stats. You might want to do it for every team in the league. When I do it, I do all the domestic games going on, so it helps me with recruitment, but also gives me a real nice baseline of how my players are performing against league average. Performance plus modeling and the changes is always against a league average player, so you want to know if they're better or worse than that, because they might average 35 and you go, well, that's not very good, but actually they're the 6th best batter in your team, and they're better than league average. So first thing we want to do in here is click on fixtures and results, and this is going to give you all of the fixtures. You can click on all matches, you can click on different competitions. You can see here I've got a England test match save going on at the moment, so I can view county championship matches, I can view international matches. And generally what I do, this is purely just a test match one, so I'm saving the test match data. You don't have to, you can save whatever you want. And to save it, all you do is click on Sri Lanka beat the West Indies, click on save score, and OK. And all you need to do is keep going down your list and clicking OK. Now what I'd recommend is doing one format at a time or in a row. So I've done all my test matches. Do I want county championship? Yeah, of course I do. I'm going to click on that and I'm going to save it, and I'm just going to work my way down the list. It only takes about 5 minutes to do. Challenge trophy, I'm not playing that, so I'm not going to do that. 20 over competition, I'm not doing that, so I'm not going to do that. And the 100, I'm not doing that. Essentially, that is all you need to do there. They get saved into this location here, so it's whatever your user is, and then AppData, roaming, childish things, cricket captain 2022, and saves. I will put this down in the comments or the description below, and for you to be able to do it, all you need to do is change this bit here where it says users / and then whatever your username is going to be. To find out your username, click on this PC and then local disk C and then users, and it's normally this one here below public. What I like to do as well is, this is where your save files are as well, is hold down on save on this top bar and just pull it until it says pin to quick access, let go, and you'll see it's got saves there now as well. And what I generally do as well, I'm actually going to upload IPL data to show you, but I have two folders for whatever format it is. One that says to upload and one that says IPL or IPL uploaded, or test to upload and test to uploaded, because they appear here and then you just drag them into, these need to go in test to upload, so I'll put them in test to upload, because you're uploading a folder at a time. So you might have 1,000 scorecards of the same format in the folder, and the Excel document will do it in 20 seconds. So if you've got your folders ready, you've got your scorecards ready, click on this open button to the right of input folder, click on saves. Don't look at me downloading stuff illegally, and I'm going to click on IPL, and then this is not complex whatsoever. I build it in order. So you click on get text files, and within the space of about 5 seconds you've got 74 text files uploaded. They go into this pink stuff, but do not touch them. And it's a whole bunch of stuff that enables it to work with the database. How many times they're batted, how many times they've been out, dismissals on certain scores, how they're getting out, strike rates, and then getting into all that jazz of how well they're performing against the team. Next you want to click, so you've done your get text files, they're safe. You've got them, they're safe. Click update stats, and within a few seconds it's updated all the stats. Click on update format, and this is a text box, so you write in whatever format of the competition this is. If it's test match, write test. If it's Roll London Cup, write Roll London Cup, whatever you want, but you want it to be the same every time you upload it. So every time I upload IPL, I'm going to put IPL and click OK. And what that's done is gone all those lines of data, there's probably 2,000 lines, and it's put the same format against them. Next I'm going to click, I'll click refresh pivot tables, and this sometimes does take a little bit longer, maybe 10-15 seconds, and that's going to refresh all these blue ones at the bottom, so all your pivot tables are up to date, ready for you to go. And then the last thing you want to do is click player profile update, and that's it. Your stats are ready to go. So all the batting ones, so player piv bat, team piv bat and year piv bat, are all linked through these things here. So if I want to look at format IPL, it clicks and IPL is the only one selected. If I go into any of the other bat ones, IPL is the one selected, so you don't need to go into them all. And if I want to look at top 7 batsmen, I click number 1, hold down shift and click number 7, and it shows me the top 7 batsmen and how they're performing. Same if I click on team piv bat, it shows me how top 7 batters are doing. You can do this, you can change it by teams, bowlers, months, which season you're in, and if you want to as well, you can go in and put filters on to get a true reflection. You can do select it manually, or you could do number filter and click greater than. So if you want people with greater than 5 innings, put number 5 in, click OK, and it will give you those. If you want to revert back out of that, all you need to do is click on the same filter, click select all, and that filter's gone. And this is awesome because you might want to work it down and go, you know what, I want someone with a 140 plus strike rate. So go to strike rate, put greater than, select 140. So that's everyone with a greater than 150 strike rate. And you know, you might want to look at someone that does that but actually scores more than 30 per out quite regularly. So I'm going to change this to 50%, which is incredibly high. And you know what, I'm left with 5 players on this list, and they might become part of the targets. Or when you're working through your contract screen, you can look in here and see actually how well they're performing. And essentially whatever you select in here in your filters is what's going to come out on the next step, where I'm going to show you Performance Plus. So if I click on Gujarat under the back tab, it's actually just going to give me the Gujarat player. So I'm showing you this. Most people probably know this, but everyone's different literacy when it comes to pivot tables and Excel, and I'm just trying to show you as much as I can. So I can see here who's performing what, who's scoring most percentage of the runs as boundaries, who's scoring 50s, strike rates against the team strike rates in the game they played against. For instance, Hardik Pandya in the games that he's batted, his strike rate plus is 17 greater than the team batting average. So I know when he comes in, he's adding great value. You can say the difference to Saha, who's 119 against a 136 team strike rate, is minus 17. And it gives you all the advanced metrics such as balls per boundary, which is a valid metric. So if I look at Gurbaz, he's got a 7.06 balls per boundary, which is incredibly low. And if you want to remove any filters and get rid of what you've done, just click the clear filter up on the top right here, and we're just going to look at top 7 batters in the IPL. And all you do is go back to your home page, and you've got these green ones here which is built for T20, and you've got the ones on the right here which are more suited towards one-day international cricket and first class or test match cricket. So I'm going to run Performance Plus Team T20 batting macro, and all I do is click on it and it's done. So what this is giving you, it's giving you, you see this line, there's always going to be a grand total line, and that is what league average looks like. So its Performance Plus rating is 100, 100 equals league average. Anything below that in this column Q, which is your Performance Plus, well, they're performing below league average. Anything above will get a green arrow, and that shows you who's batting the best. And you can break that down from average, balls per dismissal, strike rate plus in column L, balls per boundary, 30 plus per outs, 50 plus per outs, and less than 20s per outs, which is essentially a fail. And again, along here, column D to I give you it as a percentile, so you can see as a percentile where it's performing in terms of the league. And on top of that, you can also do this Performance Plus T20 batting, which is individual batters. And you can see Tristan Stubbs, outstanding player, has got a 210 Performance Plus rating in column Q. So that means he's 110% better than a league average player in the games that he's played in. You can see there balls per boundary is not equating to it. So if something comes back with a 0, essentially this Performance Plus doesn't take it into account. But that's probably down to me, and I'll get that fixed before you can get hold of it. This has actually taken a monstrous effort to create. So this guy here, Halal Abdul, absolute legend. He's done loads of development work for me over the years on the cricket stuff. I've got a county cricket database similar to this all the way back to 1890. He's a legend that helped create some of the macros built. All these ones down here I've done, and these ones, but he did the get.txt file one, and it's an absolute masterpiece of work. So we're going to have a look at Performance Plus Team 20 bowling. Click on that, it's going to run through, and you can see the best team in the competition at the moment with a 112.34 is Gujarat Titans. Here's your grand total line, and everything else is pretty poor. So ours is better in terms of the average. We're real high in terms of strike rate. Our dot ball percentage is just below average, and economy rate is 105.40, which is better than league average. And finally, Performance Plus T20 bowling. It gives you the same. You can set filters, so I could go into player piv bowl, and I could sort it by the amount of overs. If I want someone to have bowled 40 overs, I can click on that and would just run it again, and it would just run through. You see there Mohammad Shami, 16 innings he's bowled in 56 overs. He's actually got a 132 Performance Plus. If you want to look at any individual teams of this is what I do. I just click on line D and then press Alt, hold down Alt and press DFF. And that's going to put a filter on, and all I do is go over where it says country, because normally I do this with countries. Open it, click on select all, and that will remove them all, and Gujarat Titans are going to click on that one because I want to view that one, and I can see how all my players are doing. So actually I'm getting a hell of a performance from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 performers. However, Dial's dot ball percentage is amazing, and his strike rate plus is amazing, but his economy rate is poor, so I need to learn where to use him. But Tawatia, pretty poor, and Yadav, pretty poor. And you can do this if you're England manager, cricket coach, captain on the game. You could search through different players in the domestic platform and see how they're doing. Essentially, all you want to do if you're running a different version of this is go to performance plus team batting, which is 1 day or test match, and it just changes some of the metrics is involved. Hundreds plus per innings and 50 plus per innings become highly weighted during this. You can see Gujarat Titans have actually dropped down quite a lot based on this performance, but we're doing really well, and we actually won the IPL and ranked really, really high. A couple more things to show you. There's this world ranking by year. It's got 10 years built into it. I think these are correct at the start of the game. They were in the one that I did. And whatever you do, don't touch the columns with the colours. And it's been built for test 1 day. And if you scroll down, there's a T21 as well. And all you do is type in how many points you've got. So Australia's had a great year. They've gone up to 32. And they're doing great. But New Zealand are on 34. And then they take over. So you can map where you're doing and how well you're doing during the competition. For instance, if you're Bangladesh, you can see there's been a meteoric rise through it. And the other one is match ranking. So this is built for international cricket. It's got a filter on test matches because that's just what I was doing. But as you complete games, this will update automatically and show you how many matches teams have played, the winning percentage home and away, and all that jazz. And the same with T20Is and the same with ODIs. The blue ones are your friend, and you can play around with them as much as you like, but just don't play around with these. The green ones are your performance plus. Now, it is worth noting this will update automatically every time you press the button, but these things here, D to Q on all of them, wherever you've got these things, they are formulas. So don't go deleting any of them, otherwise it won't work. If you break it, all you can do is download another one or save yourself a template on your desktop. And these pink ones, don't touch either. In fact, I'm going to move them all the way to the end, so it's a do not touch. So a lot of time and effort's gone into doing this. If you do want to support us, you can support us on Buy Me a Coffee. You can buy us a coffee as a way of saying thanks for all the hard work. I've probably spent too much on this game, but probably around $300, so 150 quid on development work, plus all the development work and hours that I've put into the simpler style things. So I've absolutely no idea, but you don't have to. I just hope it enhances your fun of the game. So that's it. I've shown you everything. The simple order to run through these is there, and then you can get into these. But before you get into these, just make sure you've set the filters that you want in play on your pivot tables. You can use green, you can use blue, everything else don't touch, except for purple. World ranking's pretty cool to look at and see how you're going, as well as match rank. Thanks team. Any questions, any queries, just comment below.